I thought just to mix things up a bit, I'd do lunch today rather than dinner. And so I'm going to make a very small spaghetti carbonara. Spaghetti, and then I have wonderful ingredients. I'm going to use half an onion. I've got these beautiful pancetta bits, so I'm going to throw them in with the onion. A little bit of egg for the carbonara, a bit of cheddar cheese, and I'm going to use a bit of stock as well to add some flavour. And it's going to be very, very simple, very small pasta, but enough to give me the chance to have a siesta afterwards with all the carbohydrates. So the first thing is I'm going to just chop and use half of this onion because it's more just to create enough sort of extra texture to the pancetta, but I'm going to try and cut the onions so that they're the same size as those bits, so they can kind of mix together a little bit. Yeah, more chopping. So I've been heating up in a saucepan the olive oil, so that's nice and hot. I'm going to just add in the bits of onion. I'm going to put them on quite a high heat for a short-ish period of time. And once the onions are starting to get a little bit crispy and, yeah, not burnt, but somewhere in between, I'm going to add in the pancetta. Obviously you can use, I suppose, ham, bacon. I've gone to a very, very specialist butcher's called Sainsbury's for the pancetta. They do these brilliant little cubes, which I think is perfect actually for one portion. Possibly two, but I think this is okay for one. This is why I'm using half an onion, just so that it's really, really small. Yeah. So in order to prepare the carbonara, I'm also going to combine, while the onions are going, the egg and a little bit of just cheddar. I probably should use Parmesan, but the only hard cheese I've got in the fridge at the moment is cheddar. So that's a non-essential trip to the shops to get Parmesan. So cheddar it is. Cathedral City. Don't know which cathedral city it is. I thought all cities that were defined because they had a cathedral. Anyway, Cathedral City. It's really boring grating cheese, isn't it? So there's grated cheese and one egg. Now with a fork, I'm just going to very, very lightly beat the egg into the cheese. I'll put a little bit of milk in there as well, but we end up with a sort of gloopy mix, which will actually go on at the last minute. So once everything else is cooked, that will go on to the cooked pasta and start to cook itself in that heat. Put some black pepper on there in a minute as well. I might actually use a little bit of nutmeg as well, because I think that's quite a nice mix with egg. Because it also, the clue is in nutmeg, right? No. So the onions are starting to get really, really crispy. I'm going to put the spaghetti into the hot water, boiling water there. You can see, so that's going to give that about 10 minutes. Here are the onions. I'm going to start adding the pancetta so that can start to be, here we go. Throw it in like that, whack it in there. Great. Then, I'm going to let them mix. I'm actually going to bring the heat down now. Probably to about 3. I don't know why, I like the odd numbers better than the evens. So I left it on 3. And yeah, now I'm going to wait for that to start to cook. So when it comes to the spaghetti, cooking that, we all know about going for al dente, which is the Italian word for to the tooth. So it's not soft, but still very, very needs to be bitten, basically, to be eaten properly. Whenever I go to Italy, I'm always amazed at how al dente they get away with in the traditional cooking. So I'm always I try to be almost too al dente, and correct me if I'm wrong, amici italiani, but that's a good thing, that it's quite crisp and nicely textured. So cheekily put in a little bit of stock. In this case, the only stock I could find was chicken stock. I've just put half a, what is that, a rectangle? A rhombus? No. Half of that in, and just mix that in with the onions and the pancetta. So it's just about adding flavour. Again, most of my basis for doing this is because I made it up. So with the cheese and the egg, I've put a little bit of nutmeg in there. I've added some black pepper, and I will also put in some of my favourites, crushed chilies. Not that I'm being sponsored by Sainsbury's. Just to add a bit of a kick. And, oh yeah, milk. Hang on. Milk's really precious in our house at the moment, but just a little drop, just to lubricate the eggs. Good, we're getting there. It's going to be a nice lunch, this. Excited about the siesta afterwards as well. We're almost there. We have the onions and the pancetta getting a little bit tasty. Spaghetti's getting there in some hot water. There's the mix of egg and cheese ready to go. Having a very, very cheeky Coca-Cola while I prepare. Yeah, we're almost there. Now we're just waiting for the spaghetti to be ready. And then the plan is, whack the spaghetti in there, mix it around, add the eggs, let that cook itself against the spaghetti, and then eat it. It's a little bit too al dente, but I'm going to give it another 2 minutes. And then, lunchtime. Some people do the thing where you stick the spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks. I'm not a fan of that. I've never quite got that. I find it a bit odd. So, no disrespect to people that enjoy to do that, but actually, I think it's just a case of trying a little bit and tasting it. But that's just my personal opinion. It's time! A little bit of the water in as well. Then, I'm going to mix those up. Turn that off because that's insane. It's just on 9 with nothing on it. Then, the egg's going to go in. It does smell very nice. You have to trust me on that one. And I'll just keep mixing that for probably about 3 minutes, so that the egg cooks itself really nicely against the spaghetti, which is still warm. We have it. The coronavirus carbonara. Enjoy.